I'm Muhammad Aiz, and this is the channel making everything crypto related easy to understand. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MarketCap 101. Let's get the boring part out of the way. Disclaimer, this video is meant purely for educational purposes and should not be taken as financial advice. As always, please do your own research. So, what are our learning outcomes for today? What is market cap? Why is it important? And how we can use it to find potential big gainers. Let's jump straight in. Market cap is short for market capitalization and refers to the company's value based on the price of its shares. We can calculate it by taking the current price of a coin, multiplying it by the circulating supply. We're going to have a look at Bitcoin as an example. So we can see market cap highlighted in purple, 1 trillion, or just over 1 trillion, shall I say. Price of Bitcoin 57,782, and a circulating supply just over 18.5 million. So we're going to multiply our price in orange by our circulating supply in blue, and it gives us the market cap. So now we know how to calculate it. Why is it actually important? So a nice way I like to articulate is that the market cap of a coin generally reflects the popularity of that coin over a long period of time. But what does that actually mean? It means that people have more faith and trust to hold these as a store of value as opposed to other cryptos or even more traditional currencies like the dollar or the pound or even gold. And within crypto, we have 4 types of market cap. The first being large cap. These tend to be cryptos with a market cap more than 10 billion. Mid cap, anything ranging between 1 to 10 billion. And small cap is anything below a billion. We also have unknown caps. These tend to be newly released cryptos. So, large cap. As we can see from the graphic, it's the top 10 market caps from Bitcoin down to Litecoin. These potentially have the least growth and they're considered a safe investment, as I mentioned earlier. But as we've seen, they can still have explosive growth. Bitcoin from this time last year to today, we were at what, $3,500? And I mean, we've more than 10x since then. Nearly 20x even. Crazy. While mid cap range from 10 billion to 1 billion, we can see that's about from the 12th crypto, Bitcoin Cash, all the way down to the 90th based on market cap, which is Waves. Now these have greater growth potential than your large caps, but they carry more risk. The reason there's more growth potential is as we look at Waves, for example, it's currently at a billion market cap. Now, if that was to go to 10 billion and join the big boys in the large cap section, the market cap would have to 10x, would have to go up 10 times. That means the price of the token will also go up 10 times, as long as there's no more tokens added to the supply. That's quite crazy. You could potentially 10x the value of your token. You wouldn't necessarily be able to do the same with Bitcoin Cash since it's just under 10 billion, but the potential is there. Small caps, on the other hand, tend to be more relatively unknown tokens. Their market cap ranges from anything below a billion to hundreds of thousands. Now I'm going to give you an example of that explosiveness from a small cap. We're looking at Yearn Finance. Now this is no longer a small cap, but at the time of release 8 months ago, it hit the market at $31.65. That's giving you, had you invested at that time, you would have had, 1016x your investment. Wow. That's over 1,000 times return on your investment at the current price of 32,000. This hit an all-time high of 51,544. So, I mean, that would have been even higher. But to go with that explosive potential, it also carries great risk. You can lose up to 100% of your investment. Unknown caps. These tend to have just as explosive growth as small caps, sometimes even more. But they also carry a very similar risk as small caps, where you can lose 100% of your investment due to hacks, due to some of these coins releasing code that hasn't been fully verified, many different reasons. And you tend to be able to find them on decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, 1inch. We've seen Binance Smart Chain as well. A few 100x's happening there. So, using market cap to find potential gainers. As we saw previously with the waves example, looking at the market cap of a coin is a good way to gauge the potential growth it can have. So if you look at DFiat, it currently has a market cap of just over 10 million. Now imagine if this were to come a mid cap, meaning it would have to hit $1 billion. From 10 billion to 1 billion, that's 100x. You've increased, or it's increased by by 100x. That means if you'd invested even one token of DFiat at $46, the price would also increase 100-fold. So that will be $4,600. But again, that's taking into account that the circulating supply doesn't change. And actually looking at DFiat, we can see that there's just under half the supply in circulation. And it's actually quite a positive sign. It's always good to be wary of small cap or unknown caps who have a very low circulating supply, as it just means at any point more coins can enter circulation, and as the number of coins increases, the price will decrease. So, as always, before you put your money into anything, please, you will need to do further research into the project to make sure it's legit, and also to make sure it financially makes sense. So this includes looking at the token supply release, as I was speaking about earlier. What's the use case? What problem are they trying to solve? Do they have an active community? Again, you can find out through Twitter and Telegram. A lot of the time, hype has a really good impact on price. So if there are smaller Telegram channels, but you can see more and more people are joining every day, and there's a lot more hype building up, then it's probably a good time to jump on the train. Activity on GitHub. If the team is active and they're building and they're open source, they'll be posting their code on GitHub. So that's always a nice metric to look at. Their roadmap. As we know, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes time to build a successful project. So looking at the roadmap, what they've achieved so far, what they're on course to achieve. You can even go into the Telegram channel and ask. It's a great way. And this is actually one of the great things about crypto, is you have direct access a lot of the time to a CEO, CFO, so on and so forth within Telegram, where you can just jump in and ask a question. And the really early ones, you will have the big guys from the project in there answering your questions. And speaking of the big guys, the team is important. If it's not a solid team behind the project, it's probably not going to bear any fruit, is it? But if there is a solid team, they've had previous successes, they're backed by investors who tend to back winners, that's another nice way to find a potential gem. And also competitors. Is there another project that's doing something similar in the space? What is its market cap? Is this project worthy of beating that project? If it is, then look, by comparing the market caps, as we've seen, that's a potential way to measure, or it's a way to measure potential growth. Again, these are just a few examples of metrics you can look at. I'm sure there are many more out there, but it's always good to dig deeper before investing any money. So, thank you for watching. I hope you found it educational. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if there are any other topics you're not sure about or you want to ask a question on, please do so in the comments. Bye.